much like mine can wait. Ain't no one jumping the line today. Honestly, nigga, I'm mine today. Think I'm just hating, rewind the tape. Pay what you owe me, I'll find a way. If I make a decision, it's mine to make. I'm trying to be real and they trying to play. Turn me up, I'm on that time. 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 I'm on that time. On that time. On that time. On that time. I'm on that time. On that time. On that time. On that time. I'm on that time. On that time. On that time. On that time. I'm on that.
Welcome everybody to another episode of On That Time Podcast. Guest for today, you may have seen him on the stage of the Muni. You may have seen him singing the national anthem for the Kansas City Chiefs, St. Louis Blues. I'm just going to say a little bit of everywhere. We're excited to have him today. Let me introduce y'all to Pershard Owens. Give it up. Finally, we get to hear about your journey, how it's been, how everything been for you.
It's been a journey.
Cool. That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, definitely. Man, you stay so weak. I just looked at your social media and man, you're a busy dude. You're definitely a busy dude.
Stay busy and stay grounded at the same time. So,
that's good. That's good. I love to see that. They say, we stay busy, we live longer, keep the body good,
That is true.
Yeah, so let's jump into some I'm excited to pick your brain and get to share to the world and everybody that's tuned in.
For sure.
A little bit about your life story, a little bit about some of your basically pretty much your journey, because man, you got a lot going on, bro.
Yeah. It's definitely a blessing, but
Would you be able to tell us a little bit from your own side, just a little bit, blurb about yourself?
This is the part that I hate.
You don't know where to start.
I mean, no, it's not bad. I just don't. I get so awkward talking about myself, and I think that's just like my upbringing with my family and stuff. Like, I was always taught like not to, and it's not even bragging, but like not to talk about yourself. My grandpa was a pastor. My other grandpa was a deacon, so I come from a long line of like church, just always being grounded, and we'll talk about that later. But it's always just awkward. But you're
just humble.
I always am a regular person. And people are like, no, you're not. Like, I'm a regular person. Like I'm chill. Like that's just me.
With the work you done put in, bro, you definitely. I get it. Being so humble that it's like, and I don't mean to brag about myself, but when you've done as much as you've done and put in the work that you put in, man, you definitely deserve to brush your shoulders a little bit. So.
I'm still trying to.
Yeah. I mean, because you see it all the time. People, you got a lot of people brush their shoulders and they ain't got the accolades that you got, man. So give yourself.
And honestly, a lot of people don't know a lot of stuff that I do because I don't talk about it until like it actually happens. Just because I wouldn't say it's superstition, but I don't like speaking on stuff until it actually is like on paper and gonna happen. So I'm just like, a lot of people don't know stuff. Well, you're doing it, yeah. I'm doing that. So.
I definitely. That kind of sounded like TJ when we was talking about promoting the interview. He was like, "No, bro, I don't want to promote till we got him in the building." So I definitely get it. Well, we gonna jump right into it and ask you some questions about home,
sure.
And maybe that'll lead to you, opening up about your journey and bragging about yourself a little more.
We're gonna take it back home. Okay.
Yeah. You definitely deserve it. So first and foremost, I personally want to start out with when did you first start getting into music? When did you realize you had a voice for music?
That was when that started in church, because like I said, both sides of my families, I started in the church and both sides sang. My dad's family sings. My mom's side of the family sings. So it's just always been kind of something that was there. And then from then, like, I think I'm just like literally the only one who tries to, who like pursued it professionally.
Okay.
But yeah, both sides are very musically talented.
So you're talking from like birth? Singing?
I came out singing. And honestly, I don't talk about it a lot, but I'm like not supposed to be here. Like,
really?
My mom had a very high risk pregnancy with me, and the doctor kind of like hinted to her that it would be safer for her to abort me. And she told me the story. Like she was like, I don't care if he comes out with no hands, no feet. Like I'm gonna have my kid. So
You're like
and here I am,
You're a
man.
boss, baby.
Let's give it up to moms, man. Get my baby here.
I mean, they were saying I was gonna have like birth defects, and I mean, you know, maybe I do have birth defects, but
I think we are.
But yeah, she was like, I don't care what my kid looks like, I'm going to go through it, and thank God she did.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
That's a blessing. That's being a true gift from God.
It is. And did you take from that?
Yeah. I definitely did. But how should I kill him?
Yeah, go for it.
But she so I was actually a rainbow baby because she had a miscarriage before me.
Okay.
So if she, I mean, going. If she would have had if she wouldn't have had the miscarriage, that's another thing. I might not have been here.
Oh wow!
You know, so she had a miscarriage, and then
you got younger siblings.
Yeah, I have two younger. Yeah, I got two. I got two younger siblings. And then how many older? Like 5. Older, 5 or 6 older siblings. That's so bad that I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But yeah, she had miscarriage, and then I came along, and you know they were telling her to abort. She's like, "No, I'm not gonna do that." So after me, she just stopped. So, but yeah.
Wow, that's a beautiful thing, man.
That same thing hit my family.
Yeah.
My little brother.
Yeah.
I was born with some mental stuff. So he's got like a bunch of things going on, but it was one of those situations like yes and no and keeping going.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
I would not have. I don't know. I couldn't imagine life without him. So
right. Yeah.
We're glad
so having that many siblings, how was it growing up with that many siblings in the house, and where did you fall in line at?
So I was like, okay, so my mom and dad have it was me and my brother, and then my mom and dad had 3 kids out of love, which is my 3 older sisters, and then later on they had 2 more kids out of love, which are my 2 younger brothers. So yeah, so it's altogether it is 3, 4, 5. It's 7 of us, and then I have 2 half siblings.
Yeah. So you asked the questions out of love, even if you could say like biological.
Yeah. So my parents they adopted. But like I never like say they're not like they're my brothers and sisters, you know. So
see the black culture say it's different. Right?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
We said a little different.
I don't love. I'm like most families don't love themselves all the time, so their kids. Cool.
Yeah. That's dope because actually for those who do know, I grew up knowing your family. That's one thing that you did speak on in the beginning about being in a family that's in the church and does it, because it is a lot of y'all that sings and for is knowing your sisters, and I actually played baseball on your dad's team. So I didn't. You wasn't that kid that was running around when we was practicing that was singing. So when I first heard about you singing and then I actually heard it, I was like, oh wow, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't a surprise. Because so many people in y'all family have good voices, but it was just like hearing you was just like something different. Like you was something different. What was he like?
Yeah, what?
And you can be completely honest. We're gonna keep it honest. So, however, because like if we're going back home, like I gotta, like we gonna keep it a buck the entire time about home, because like that place raised me, but it also like taught me to have tough skin.
Oh, definitely.
Because I mean, I went through hell. I mean, my dad still is a police officer. My mom's a teacher. So we didn't grow up like, well off. You know what I mean? So, and then back home, it was like, my dad's a police, so it's like, I was like the cops' kids. And my mom was an educator, so it's like, okay, she's kind of cool, but, But, I mean, I got bullied to shit tough back home. Like, it was rough.
Yeah, I would never knew that, bro. Like just knowing you myself, I never would knew that. But, I do agree with you coming from where we come from, you have to have tough skin. But I never.
Yeah, like it was rough.
So
like,
do you feel like that? Made you the person that you are today, like going through
yeah,
those things?
like it definitely like helps me. I mean, I love back home, and I don't, when I talk about that, I don't mean to, bash shit, but
oh yeah, back home was here. I'm from Charleston.
It was like being dark skinned, because I was a big boy. I mean, I still am.
I don't know, Charles.
But yeah, like being dark skinned, being bigger, talking white. That was the whole thing. It's like, you talk too white. So I didn't fit in. I didn't fit in with the blacks because I was too like white. Then I kind of fit in with the whites, but I was still black.
Yeah.
So it was just like, I didn't fit in anywhere.
I just think he was raised correctly at home, and
it sounds like
correct grammar.
I mean, that's all it was. Like, and it was just, I just had to learn it from an early age, and that sucks to have to learn that at such an early age.
Yeah.
But I'm super grateful for
the trauma. The trauma helped.
Yeah, as bad as it sounds, I'm very grateful for it. Like I chose to make that into a positive thing versus a negative thing.
Let it drive you.
Yeah, and I think that's super important. Like you can look at how the past was without staying in like a victim mentality. I can acknowledge it and then move forward. Sure. And that's what I choose to do.
You can use it to catapult you too.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you think that that allowed you to go into like the creative, artistic world of singing?
I mean, yeah, it helped with the acting part. Because I started doing acting because I could. When I was acting, I wasn't Pershard. I was a character.
Oh, like actual acting?
Yeah, like I was a character.
Okay.
So being able to tap out of the reality and go into that, acting was just like perfect for me because I didn't have to deal with the heaviness of me. I was tapping into another. And again, at a young age, that's crazy to have to do that to
When did you start doing that?
Like 10, 11.
Okay.
Yeah, because I started. I went to private school for from kindergarten to fifth grade, and then I went public. And it was crazy.
Public afterwards.
Yeah, huge transition.
Yeah. And I mean, it was so bad, and I've never told this publicly. When I started public school, for the first 2 weeks, I went home crying because I was sitting next to a black kid.
Really?
Yeah. It was crazy.
Why though? What was it? Because you thought they were grouping you? What was it?
No, because I had never been around black kids in the classroom setting. I went to it's called St. Henry's. It's still in Charleston.
I remember that.
Yeah, so I was just used to being around white kids because it was only 3 of us. It was only 3 blacks, and it was me, my brother, and my cousin. Mm-hmm. And we were the only 3 blacks in that school. Now my brother and cousin, they were older, so they were kind of already they're good already, So they were good. But me, that was my first introduction. And then my parents were like, okay, he needs to go to public school because he needs to learn how to, Negro at the end of the day, you black. Yeah. So you need to know how to interact with your own people. So yeah, it was interesting.
I got so many whiteboard questions right now.
Yeah, I'm glad Ryan with us because a lot of this stuff I already know, so it's kind of
I was thinking I was letting him have his weight because we know, we can kind of relate. But again, some of the stuff that some of the stuff that you were saying because I grew up with your brother, being my classmate and your sister. So I basically grew up
completely different.
Yeah, definitely. And I grew up knowing y'all. So when you speak on the, because one thing I do know about coming from where we come from, you either gotta have tough skin or it's gonna make you have tough skin.
And if you don't get tough skin, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah, you're not gonna make it. So it's a gift and a curse.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
Yeah. So I definitely understand that. But that's to hear that and to see how you took all that in because sometimes we go through things in life, but certain people go through things for us when we talk about bullying and things of those natures.
Yeah.
Like, people resort, you see in today's world, people resort to other things. So
Yeah.
how was it for you to, what kept you to, be able to take all that and, still move forward and like, I'm not going to let this be my downfall. I'm not going to let you bring me down with judging me or trying to be. Like,
it did. I didn't know what it was when it was happening because I was still growing up, so I didn't know like it was me developing tough skin.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like, okay, this is like I'm just being bullied. I didn't know, but over time as I got older, I kind of understood like, okay, this is what this is.
Yeah.
And then from that it developed into like overeating and all this other stuff because I didn't know how to deal with it because if we're being honest, growing up back then and still to this day, like in Black culture, we still don't like talking about like tough issues. Like if I tell you, hey, like I'm being bullied, go bully the dishes. Because and I've learned that I can't be upset that we didn't talk about that because our parents just did what they were taught.
Yeah.
So it's up to us to like realize like, okay, they did what they do. Like they did what they knew to do. And it's up to me now that I know that to be more open to talk about, those tough issues without, it being like a negative thing.
Yeah.
Without hating them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So I was told a while ago, like, you can't be mad at someone for giving something that they don't have.
Yeah.
You can't be mad at someone for wanting them to give you something they can't get.
Well, and I agree with that, but I don't, in Black culture, I don't think it's more of that. I think it's more of, if you have an issue, you take it to God and that's it. That's where you don't go to counseling. You don't go to, you don't do that. All you gotta do is pray about it and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Instead of like sitting down talking about it. Hey, well, what's going on with you? What's wrong? Like, let's see how we can. It's just like go pray about it. Like, just deal with it.
Yeah. Okay. And I think that's cool. Just to be able to how you said in our culture is to pray about it, because I grew up in the house where prayer was probably the last option. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, it's like, you go fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I think that has to be that, you have to be a humble person to just, take that in and say, I'm going to pray about it and, and let God lead me the way.
You're very humble.
I definitely have to so that's
you pray about it, but you also try and lead into, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you handle it. But I'm hoping
he's on that Old Testament.
I'm hoping that you do what you say you're gonna do because I kind of want to handle it, but I can't handle it. So go ahead and do what you're gonna do. But now it's like I said, like my spiritual life is like kind of what got me through. But like I don't consider I don't say I'm Christian anymore. Mm-hmm. I say I'm like a Christ follower. Like, cause just the word, it has, I wouldn't say it's like negative, but nowadays people who are considering themselves Christians, like I've encountered a lot of people say they're Christians and they're some of the most hateful.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Some of them are very hateful. Definitely. And it's like, I've had 3 people that were atheists, right? Mm-hmm. Random conversations. And I said that I was a Christ follower. So just by saying that, it was like they were intrigued because they've never heard that. Because when they hear Christian, they say like they think like, okay, judgmental, mean. But hearing Christ follower, it's like different, right? So one of them was like, well, like what does that mean? And I started telling him like, hey, this is like I'm not perfect. I don't say I'm perfect. I don't judge you if you're not perfect, like because that's not the God that I worship. Like I don't think he's like that type of person who like displays hate and all that. So from then on, I get a text message every now and then like, hey, like I'm reading the Bible. And I'm like, wait, you're doing what? So like it just by saying that it opened that, it opened that door that would not have been open because when we talked about Christians, he was like, I'll never talk to Christians. I'll never give it a chance. But because I said that, right. He was open to it to listen, and now he's on his journey.
Yes,
and it's like, okay, I see you, God.
Christian nowadays, I get it. I get Christian nowadays. It's that the easy call out is like the MAGA thing.
Yeah.
And that's not the true, like, most of those people probably aren't the worst people. I mean, they're coming out as awful. Not a fan. But, if you say you're Christian, you gotta live by God's codes and values
Right.
and like in the Bible.
Right.
It sounds like you're more aligned to trying to do that versus trying to,
I mean, that
reach
just,
this community that says they're a church.
that just hit me.
That's more important.
When you said, what did you say? I'm a Christ.
I'm a Christ follower. Yeah.
I haven't heard that, but that makes a lot of sense.
And again, here's another time when it's like it's opening up something else, and there might be somebody who's listening who might be like, I've given up on Christianity, and now since I'm hearing somebody else explain it like that, they might be back. Oh, and it's just like, and it's not me. I'm just like a vessel, and that's when before we started, I was saying my prayer like anything that I do, I want God to be shown. I want him to be seen through everything that I do. You know what I mean? And I just let that just happen, and then somebody might see that and like, let me look into this and like, let me give it another chance. Yeah,
because I was about to ask that. I don't know, when you said that hit me, because I was always like, I grew up in church, but it was just one of those things that I didn't take serious, because you see so many church members being one way, and then outside of church they something else. So I was always like, I learned, I had a relationship with God through real life experience. Like, I've been in situations where I was like, it has to be a God.
That's why I keep
who got me out of this situation. Like,
I keep it real 100% of the time. That way people don't say like, I saw you in church, and then I've seen you on the outside. You didn't speak to me, but then every Sunday at church, you come up and try and hug me.
Yeah. Because
if you see me outside and you don't speak to me at church.
Yeah. Because them are the main people that judge you. Like, every time, even growing up, as I got older and I walked into a church, I always felt like, oh shit, like all eyes on me.
People judge, and it's like you cannot, you can't say that you're a Christian, you want people to come to God, and then the people who need it the most, when they walk in, you automatically judge them. Yeah. So, like, how are you, like, you're not supposed to just like stay in the church, like, you're supposed to actually go out. Like, honestly, the church is actually not the building.
Right.
Biblically, the church is us.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. And when COVID happened, I had so many people like, oh my God, we can't go to church. And I had to sit down with my people. I was like, listen, the church is not a building. Right. We're the church, and you missed the point of the whole COVID shutdown. It wasn't about the church as a building. Maybe God was like, hey, I want y'all to get back in touch with me on a personal level, instead of going to a church. Because half the time you go to church and you play you go through the motion. Okay, we got to stand up, we got to sing, and then we leave, and then we're going to Golden Corral afterwards to get lunch.
It's become a checkbox.
Yeah,
I got to do this.
I did this,
and it's not internal.
And then you're still raising hell when you get done. It's like,
Pershard's all right, guys.
Reach,
all right. Because I fell out. I don't love it. I grew up Christian through and through. My older sister worked for the church, also ex-heroin addict. So like, when I was going through all that stuff, and you want to be involved in the church or just something, I just felt completely alienated because she worked there. It wasn't bad. They weren't trying to do wrong, but they're like, this is
I know churches.
You get the looks, and then you get the different conversations. Like, I just want to talk to somebody. I just want this to be real. I don't want to do the show anymore.
I don't know if y'all know if it's gonna be this real, but like, if I came on like I'm gonna be completely honest.
Oh no, I'm
gonna be 100% real.
Gotta be real, bro. We let one thing I mean is when you talking that talk, I listen, because one thing I always say is, to know is to know. Like, you can learn so much from people, and just, like I said, I grew up, pretty much knowing how, we grew up in the same community, but just hearing a lot of that, what you're saying, I want to know, and to just hear that word, I'm a Christ follower. Is that what you said? Like, that hit me, because I'm one of them people like, look, I'm a little fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I grew up that way.
And it's a double-edged sword too, because like being raised with morals and, that Christian background, transitioning into music, it can be kind of daunting.
Definitely.
Because it's like, I've been in places where, drugs are there, and it's like that's not my thing. And I've gained the reputation of like if I go to places and somebody sees that and it's like, hey, sure, do you want? I'll have people now who know me. It's like, it's not him.
Yeah,
like that's not him.
Yeah.
Can you
Now,
speak on that a little more?
On what?
I'm telling people like I'm cool with the drugs, but still being on the agency. I want people to know that.
Like say it again.
That you can not do drugs and still be.
Oh yeah,
like were you alienated because you said I don't want to do drugs?
Okay, so I wouldn't say that I'm alienated, but I do feel like it does affect it to an extent. And it's tough to deal with that, but I'm okay with it at this point because I'm like, if me doing a drug means that that's going to get me in the door, I don't want to get in the door.
Exactly.
I don't, and plus I sing. Bro, I'm not doing drugs and messing up my vocal cord. Like I'm not doing that. But yeah, you can be in the scene, and I do house music. So like, it's kind of part of it. It's not like oh you have to, but it's it's kind of part of it. But I don't let it affect me, and like I don't partake, and I'm like I'm a vocalist, and when I say that, I'm like okay, like so they kind of get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can be in. It might take you longer, i.e. me. But you gotta it's you gotta do what?
Earn it.
Oh no, it's not even about that anymore. No. It's definitely
it's different, bro.
It's like with me, like I love my genre and I will never stop doing it. But if you look a certain way, it's a little harder.
Yeah.
If you have blonde hair, blue eyes, and you're a female, it's a lot easier for you. If you're a female, it's easier for you. Yeah, like, and I think it's across the board because there's like a standard of beauty that we go on in our society, and like I don't fit that standard. Now I think I'm fine as shit, but the industry, like, and even like the workplace, people who fit those societal norms of how you should look, they get more opportunities. They get, and it's unfortunate that it's like that. So, you just got to work a little harder. And that's why I'm like super kind of like careful at what I do. Cause I know like I'm held to a higher standard.
Yeah.
Like there's those unwritten rules that like my parents always taught me, you got 2 strikes against you. You're three. You're a male, you're African American, and you dark. So you already got 3. So you have to be twice as good just to get half. So that's why I work so hard. That's why I'm constantly on the road. That's why I'm constantly like, just pushing myself to, do different things because I know that I have to work twice as hard.
Was that instilled from you from day one?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because both of my parents are dark skinned.
I'd have never, would have thought about that until.
Yeah.
Never.
Probably. Yeah.
So that's waiting on you from day one.
From day one.
And that's crazy. You touched that because being in that this music field is what I call it. When you talk about drugs, and we come from 2 different. You sing, I rap,
right?
And that was the thing that was with me. It wasn't like I'm not a person that smoke weed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so you see it all the time. Like being in this music, you see a lot of shit. But drugs was one of the things that was a no for me because, and being a rapper, like, they got lean and they got, what I'm saying, it's powder and it's everywhere. And to some that helps them with their creativity. And I could never engage in stuff like that because I always wanted everything I do to be natural.
Mm-hmm.
Like this feeling you get when you hear a song of mine, it's a natural feeling. It ain't because he rapping like this because he high or something like that. So I can definitely understand what you mean and how it definitely can, make you work twice as hard. And it just being judged because looks is they look at things now. I don't run across so many female singers that to them, they may not feel as beautiful or they may not look like the Beyoncés
but that's why they go to doctors and have to get, they feel like they have to get surgery. Hell, I consider getting a nose job and I honestly still do this. Like consider getting a nose job because it's like I want to get to where, and I'm getting there, but at the same time, I know the harsh reality of it. And it's just not the industry, because our people still are in colorism ourselves.
Talking, when you think of where we come from,
yeah,
and being in the being into music, and so how did you need, because oftentimes you hear a lot of people like, oh, my hometown not support me and I'm not, so did you feel like you needed the support and have the support of your hometown to get where you at and to be able to do what you're doing now?
So I wanted it, and I still want it, but I'm to the mindset that I don't need it.
I agree.
If you don't want to support me, you don't have to. I don't force people to support it. I put what I do out. And then if you choose to support, you support. But keep in mind that I do take notice who supports and who don't.
Definitely.
Because like, if you've never come to a gig, if you've never shared any music that I have, don't ask me for perks. Like, hey, can you get this? Like, no.
Let me get a feature or something.
Yeah, no, it's just, for me, it's a respect thing.
Yeah.
Don't come to me asking me for favors if you have never supported anything that I do.
Yeah.
And because this stuff ain't cheap. Like, when you're doing the studio time, it's not cheap. Like, we pay for that out of our own pocket.
Yeah.
So if you just around for like the perks of it, that's not gonna work. And I've had to learn how to start saying no.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But because I always think that coming from where we coming from and being in the music, that was one of my things. Like, I always in my mind, it was like, I'm gonna give you something to support, and if you don't support, but this journey keeps going. I still must move forward, because coming from a small town, if you ain't cashing $1 million check, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't flashing the money, they really not, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't jump on board, and they don't know that the work that you put in, like, it's a lot of work. You know what I mean?
And of course, you want your hometown to buy into what you are doing. You want that 100%. But like, I'm not begging you to do that. Like, I'm not gonna beg you to support me in doing what I do, because honestly, I feel like people who are strangers are more open to supporting you than people who know you. Because when you come from a small town, people want you to be successful, but they want you to be successful to the extent that they feel you should be successful at.
Yeah.
So if you can't see me be successful and be happy for me, not only for me, but we're from the same place, like, that's on you. Yeah, like, that's not my issue.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
Who are these people? That's what
I get what he's saying, bro.
I mean, because I see him as a star.
Yeah, I do too. I definitely do too.
He's on a big stage. He's singing at the blues game, soccer games, at the Muni. All that stuff, man. Like, who doesn't know about Pershard and won't show support?
It's a lot of people, bro. Like, it's like, just because it's a certain person, and it's like, you don't know what I'm trying to do behind closed doors to open doors for other people. Yeah, right. I have for years said that if there are big events in our area, which I will not name, but if there are big events, why don't you have an opening act slot for local artists, so they can say, hey, I opened up for X, Y, and Z. If you have a major artist come in for your event, you should want to have local artists opening, because when you presenting yourself to other people to try and get other gigs, it's massive if they can say, like, I opened up for this big time star, last year at this big event. Like, people are gonna, like, they opened up for them. Like, that's legit. They might be more apt to give you a chance. Right. But if you just, you don't do anything for the artists that you have, it's so many talented people in our area. I do think some of them do it the wrong way.
Yeah, I agree.
But you should be able to support the artist in your area. Yeah. And a lot of people don't do that. Or they just don't, it's this person, so we can't do that. It's okay, that's fine. Especially, but at the end of the day,
especially for singers, because I know coming up as doing music as a rapper, like you I had a lot of opportunities to open up for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If they was coming in our area, but for music, I mean, for singers, it was like, man, y'all have to, so I can relate to some things with music. Yeah. But you being a singer, it's like y'all have to even work twice as hard as rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we get you may get some of those opportunities to to open up, but even then, being on stage and opening up for people, it was just like, you get to open up. There's never no time to, hey, let me go backstage with this artist you got here, and let us have a conversation. It's just like, all right, you got 99 people opening, and that's just to fill the slots to this artist here. No networking or none of that. So after a while, I got just like, I don't know. So like,
I mean, when I think open up, I think if I go back, Prince was an opener at one point. James Brown was an opener at one point. Mick Jagger was a opener and a backup singer. So I look at it as singing wise, the greats had to do it. So I have to do the same thing. Of course, I want to work up to the point where I'm, a headliner. But headliners have to have support.
Definitely.
You can't just
you
can't just say you support me on Facebook and social media, but then not come to events. It's simple like that. Like it's simple. Like you can drive 5 and 6 hours to go support artists that don't give a damn who you are and know who you are, but you can't come 2 or 3 hours to support somebody from your hometown who has talent, and you always say, "Oh, I believe in you." Okay, well, show up to a gig then.
Yeah. I agree, because I've done a lot of shows and major shows and with A-list celebrities, and you look in that crowd and it's like, dang, nobody's really here to see me.
Yeah,
you may got 3 or 4 people, but when you look at the lineup, and it's like at the time, I think one of the shows I probably was on was like a Dej Loaf, a 2 Chainz, Amigos, and I'm on this flyer, but dang, nobody's here to see me. You know what I'm saying? And you may have certain few, but if you, like you said, if you get willing to drive 4 or 5 hours to support somebody who probably ain't even gonna shake your hand at the end. So
don't even know you, wouldn't even spit on you if you were on fire. But you want to see somebody who you don't know succeed more than somebody who's from the same town. Because for me, how I am, if I see somebody in my area that is like talented enough, like, I'm going to try and reach back at some point to help them, because like that's how we should work, not only in general but as a people. We always in competition with each other. I don't see you as competition. Like, if you gonna do something, you're gonna do it. Like, I'm not gonna look at you as like it only can be us. Because we think about, we're still in this crab in a barrel mentality, and it's like, if you think about it, a crab's natural habitat is not in a barrel. So how did the crab get into the barrel? It's like, and it's just like,
I like that. How does you do that constantly? I've only known you for like 30 minutes, but that's like your mindset. It's like, if someone tells me that I'm like burnt toast, I'm gonna put some mayonnaise on it with some bacon. Are
you calling me dark skin right now?
Yeah, that was so racist. I'm actually just really hungry. It sounded fine. No, but like, for real, like, there are people that get handed a shit stone, and then you're like, oh well, they are self-righteous about it. They don't continuously find persistence from within. So you've already consistent.
And these are all thoughts that go through my head on a daily. But
how do you do it? They real thoughts, because it was something that I was talking to TJ about. Like, coming up as an artist, I remember I used to have people be like, yo, you never say nothing when people naming the hottest rappers from the hometown, and somebody may not mention your name, or your name may not fall in that list. And I would always be like, I'm too busy living it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm too busy putting in the work. So
it's kind of like people who always flaunt, so bad. It's like when people flaunt money, right, on social media. And y'all can come after me if you want. I really don't care.
We got your back.
It's like, you see people flaunting money on social media, and then something happens, and then like now you have to do a GoFundMe.
Yeah. We just talked about it.
It's like I feel like it's a thing. It's a problem with our culture, because we're too focused on appearing to have it together versus actually having it together. And you ain't fooling nobody.
And to let people see that some people are afraid to show people that struggle, that grind of getting there. I want you to see.
I love showing this.
Yeah. Because that's why you can't deal with, again, me and TJ was having a conversation about, and not to point just a certain thing out, but we was talking about DJs, or I was talking about different artists, and sometimes you can approach a local artist and you have a conversation with him, and he's talking like he already, he on Jay-Z level. So it makes it hard to actually work with, some people, even just locally. You feel what I'm saying? You get a lot of that instead of people just being able to, look, I want you to see my grind. I'm trying to get, I'm in this race with you. I'm trying to climb with you instead of just already, giving off that image that I'm already up here.
And I mean, and I get that. I get it. Like, you have to have some humility. And this is coming from a guy who doesn't do it. And this is me. This is what I need to start doing. Kanye West knew he was Kanye West before he was Kanye West.
Yeah.
This man, he, say what you want to say about some of his things that he said. But he knew he was who he was before he was who he was. And you have to have some sort of like confidence about it. Now I agree with like some people just like, sir,
overconfident.
You've done shows with like 10 people at it and you're acting, I get that. Yeah. But you have to have some level of confidence, which I'm still trying to find that.
I do.
But like, I'm speaking to myself kind of honestly, because like I still to this day just feel like, I've done all this stuff. I've been on the Kelly Clarkson show. I've done the Muni. I've opened up for Deborah Cox. I opened up for CeCe Peniston. Like, I've done all these things, but at the end of the day, because of how I was raised, and like, you have to do more. Like, I feel like I have to do more to get, to that next level. And again, people, I mean, you gotta support it, bro. Like, you have to, because nowadays the industry is not about how talented you are. Talented doesn't equate to success. Like, they care about, and I'm not a gatekeeper, so that's why I'm giving you this information. You have to, like, your social media, having a social media following, like, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
For a lot of people who are in power. Like, okay, this person has like 1,200 followers, like, they're good, but we can't put money on this person because they don't have enough following. Yeah. That's how that works. That's why when people post stuff, be like, hey, share this, share it. Yeah, right. Like, you see a post of somebody singing, I'll use myself as an example. You see me on a post singing, and you're like, oh, you should do the national anthem at the Super Bowl, or, oh, you should be on this show or that show. Tag that show for them in the post.
Help get me there.
Share it and then tag them in it. That's how that works.
That's how it works. Like, as a rapper, it's how it works.
Like, bro, like, and being independent is it's freeing because you have artistic rights over everything.
Yeah.
But like, when you're traveling, you paying for gas. You're paying for, sometimes you're paying for hotels, sometimes they cover it. You're paying for meals. So like, if you're a true fan of somebody who is in your area, know where you fall in place. Yeah. So you might not have funding for this person, but the next person might have funding. If you see this person is talented, be like, hey, here's $200 or $300 just to support what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, you have the ability to be on social media and share things and like spread it around. Everybody, every supporter, because I don't use the word fans because I think it's demeaning. Yeah. If you are a follower of somebody, get where you fit in, but make sure you're doing what your role is to help them get there, and everybody can win at the end.
Yeah, I agree. Don't wait till a person already there and then want to jump on the bandwagon. And that's you said some strong. So any upcoming artist, upcoming singer, they need to listen to that, and even the people, because that's right. Like, just share something, even if you can't, come to a show, or even if you're not on social media to share it. When you see me out, you know what I'm saying, give me some words of encouragement. You know what I'm saying? Let me know that you paying attention, and not because, oh, well, I can't support him because I don't like the person he's some kin to, or he hang around, or like, no, jump
on
be
the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, I always supported you. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it.
They do. I don't think they understand. And even me coming in, when I signed with T Beats, that was a thing that, we still look at your following, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of labels is like that. A lot of ARs, when you deal with ARs, they want to, one of the main things they want to see is do his hometown support him. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. What is his social media you know, how is his following on social media? And so again, that I'm glad you stressed that because it only takes 2 seconds to click and share. You know what I mean? Click and share.
That whole setup. So you're telling me it could be top 9, like just absolutely fantastic, on social media following and.
Yeah, I mean, some people get in. Some people get in like, but music is 10% of it.
Or music is 10%. So my issue is, I grew up actually, idolizing people who actually, surprise, can sing, that call themselves singers.
Give us a few names.
Whitney, Luther Vandross, Mays, Frankie Beverly, Mariah, like singers. So of course, like I'm going to sing, but now it's not about singing. Like I said, it's a big part of it is about, following. Like you said, does your hometown follow you? Yeah. Like, can you fill out, if we have a show, can you have people there that are going to be there? And then you have the other issue of like, oh, well, how much is to get in? Can you get me a free ticket? No!
Everybody. Our culture wants that deal.
Support it, bro. Like, just come and support it. Like, show the support like you do everybody else. Right. But like I said, I would love the support of the hometown.
But do you think that that's prevented you from, because I've done so much and I'm like, it didn't stop me. So do you feel like that hinders you a little bit from, does that bother you? Do you carry that?
Like, no, it bothers me every day. It bothers me all the time, but it's not going to stop me, bro. Yeah, like, it bothers me so much. But it's never going to stop me. Like, even my manager, like, we've had moments where, we'll be like, like, should we keep going? Like, could we? And I tell him, and he gets pissed off at me when I say it. I was like, Mike, I am going to be successful with or without you. Yeah. So you can stop, but I'm not going to stop. But there are also moments where I'm like that, and he's like, bro, we got to keep going. So it's that relationship that you have to have too, because your team behind you is also important.
Yeah.
Like, you have to make sure that you have somebody or people behind you that, have the same mindset, because jealousy can kill a lot of stuff. Definitely. If you are on my team and you're low key jealous of me, that's not going to work. Yeah. Because I'm the artist, so I'm going to be on the forefront. If you low key want to be on the forefront, that's not going to work, because it's going to be that in my, and I'm like, what is he? Why he? And it's like, bro, that's just how it is. If you don't want to do that, we need to go separate ways. It's extremely intense. It's intense. And then you have to worry about, does this person not like this person? Like, if I work with this person, does that close that door? Like, it's a lot. And that ain't even talking about the singing shows. Like, that's just like music industry.
On top of like perfecting who you are, your voice and everything. Like, that's not even the main focus, I guess.
No.
That's awesome.
The voice is
10%.
It's like how you look.
That's awesome.
It's your following. It's kind of about who you know. Cause I mean, I hear songs in my genre all the time. I'm like, what is that? Like, it's like you're sing talking. It's a ton of auto-tune. It's like, bro, I don't need any of that. But it's like, that's what the industry has come to. And then you have people like, oh, I miss the old days where people like real rap. I miss like Tupac and Biggie rap, or I miss vocals like this. You know why you don't have it? Because you're too busy clicking on people like Shamar. Who's just always doing something crazy. But then you talk about you want to do, like, you can't do that. You don't.
That's real. That's real.
Mumble rap. Like,
real good. That's the hard reality of it.
Mumble rap happened because of that.
Mumble rap,
they want clicks. It's all about clicks.
That's what I'm saying, though. Mumble rap sucks. I don't know. No, I have not met a single person in my life. Granted, I'm like late 30s, but there might be younger sisters that have done it. But it has been like mumble rap shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it didn't happen because it was good, then it happened because people got liked.
But when you post stuff like that, you have people who apparently hate it that'll go on the comment like, "Oh, this is so horrible." That's clicks.
Yeah, that's clicks.
So the industry sees like, okay, they're saying they hate this, but they have all these followings and they have all these comments. That's profit to them. Mm-hmm. So although you hate it, that it's getting numbers. And I said this a couple weeks ago in the interview that I did. I always say, safe plane landings don't get attention.
Wow.
when a plane lands safely, it doesn't get attention.
But when it
crashes, everybody talks about it. So when people see like the negativity, that's what they run to. They don't see that. Now, if I were to sing the national anthem and completely butcher it, it would go viral. Right. But because I do it consistently well, nobody knows. It's like, okay, it'll get shared, which whoever shares it, thank you for much. I appreciate you sharing it. But if I butcher it, it's gonna go viral.
Because you butchered that Kansas City. Like, oh my God. Man, you like I listened to I had to listen to it literally probably about 5 times, like repeatedly, like and to be in that and on in a stage like that with amongst all those people and to kill it like that. So was you nervous? Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm always nervous. Like,
is it really that hard to sing?
It is, because there's no music.
Yes.
There is no music. You hear every imperfection. And then, and like I always say, when I don't get nervous before I sing, I'll stop singing. Because nerves for me just means that I actually care about it. Like, I still want to do my best.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like different arenas, like outdoors singing at the Chiefs Stadium, you have like a lot of feedback. So you have to use in-ears because like, if you don't, what you're singing is like, it's like a second delay.
I know that somebody said that I like how you dealt with that when somebody said that on your post, like, they said something about the echo.
Yeah.
And you cleared that up for him very well.
Yeah.
I like how you,
so
I can easily find a flaw in something. You know?
Yeah. It's a delay.
Yeah.
So, you have to use in-ears to do that. But if I do that, I have 2 in-ears in and I get my bass and then I'll take 1 in or out because I still kind of want to hear a little bit of it and then I call it a day. But yeah, while we're talking about that, I am going to be at, on the 21st.
This one?
Yeah, so you're getting exclusive. You're welcome. So
we get the tea. We get the tea. Only on that time we get the tea.
On the 21st, I'll be, singing at the Carolina Panthers.
Oh wow, that's what's up. That's why I say like the support don't stop you.
Yeah,
going like it's
never gonna stop that.
Speaking of the national anthem, when you first sung the national anthem at DC, is that what got you started?
No,
the blues. How did that happen?
So the blues started. So we'll go all the way back. So when Mr. Glenn initially stepped down, right? They had like auditions, right? And I actually sent in a tape and didn't hear anything back.
When was this?
This was like when he initially stepped down. They were having auditions for different people you could send in a tape and I didn't get I had nothing. And I'll go full circle. Coming back to like my faith and timing. So it was like a year and a half, 2 years later, a buddy of mine posted a video, like what I've been telling y'all. He posted a video on Facebook on their page. And I got an email one day and was like, hey, we want to give you a day to do the anthem. So I was like, okay, no. So I'm thinking it's like a one-time thing. Like it never dawned on me to actually, it was going to turn into like a full-time thing. So I was like, okay, cool. So I got that date, did it. And then, I kept getting emails to do it. So I was like, okay. So it was like a rotation of people. And, there would be times where somebody wouldn't be able to come or they just honestly didn't feel it, which I don't understand because that can screw up your opportunities by doing that. So they wouldn't come in and they'd be like, hey, Pershard, like such and such, like, can't do it. Like, can you come in? I don't care if I had plans. I'm like, yes, I will be there, drop everything, and I would go. And, fast forward, I did that for like 2.5 years in that rotation. And then, last year they just decided that, it just made sense to make it full time. So I'm full time every home game. Like I'm the guy who does it. And I never thought that, but, and at first I was like, damn, like I sent in this, at that time I didn't even get a call. But I had to, and it was like God revealed to me. It was like, listen, if I would have gave you that at that time where you were in your life, you would have screwed it up.
Wow.
you would have screwed that opportunity up if I would have given it to you then. You still had some work to do. You still had some things that I had to get out of you to be in a position to actually hold it. Because we always talk about we want blessings and we want this, but we never pray about, hey, help me to maintain it. Yeah. Help me to keep it.
Help me not to screw it.
Help me not to screw it up. So at the end of the day, I had to look at it like, okay, thank you for covering me and blocking that blessing. It didn't mean like that delay didn't mean I was denied. It just meant like not right now. Like I can't do that right now because you're not ready for it and I don't want you to screw it up. And it goes, and the same thing happened with the Muni, honestly. Same thing. I have been auditioning for the Muni for years. And I never booked.
24, sorry.
Well, 2024 was my first time that I ever booked the Muni. I was auditioning all through college because I went to Missouri Baptist University right up the road. And I never booked. And again, I was at my heaviest weight. I was like 310, 320. And I'm like, they're not going to cast me because like I'm overweight and like it's not going to happen. So again, God said, I can use you wherever you are. Doesn't matter what you look like. If I have a say in it and it's in my will and in your purpose, I'm going to make it happen. Heaviest, didn't feel I was attractive when I auditioned. And that's when I book it.
Wow. What do you take from that?
That he can.
I know you have to been thinking about that. Like,
well, yeah, like I take it as, I felt that even in my imperfection, he felt that I was perfect at that time for it.
And showed
it. Like, I'm showing you, like, you can be 300 pounds, you can be 215.
Love it, so.
When I can use you, I'm going to use you. Not trying to go too spiritual, but I mean, David was the same way in the Bible. David was anointed king, but where did he send him right when he anointed him? Back in the fields.
There you go.
Yeah. While it was time, like before, until it was time, you're going to be king, right? But I need you to go back in the fields because I need you to work on some things.
That's his own kind of weight right there.
Yeah,
that's its own kind of weight.
So at what moment did you, like, is there a moment where you was like, oh shit,
hurry up, guys.
It's getting real. like, did you just, like, because I asked that because I know coming from where I come from and, being an artist myself, it was just certain moments where I was like, oh shit, this is getting real. Because, you limit to certain things you can do. Like, in rap, we always we perform at local clubs and parties, but there's certain events you do and you really be like, yo, this is getting real. You feel like that although I'm not where I want to be, but I'm moving up, like I'm progressing. Like, did you ever have?
Honestly, I've never, like, shouldn't say I never had that moment. The closest I've had to that moment is like when I did the Kelly Clarkson show, and from my experience in the past of having been so close to something and having it ripped away, I honestly couldn't even fully like enjoy the moment. Like I was like grateful to be there. But I couldn't fully enjoy it until it was actually showtime for us to sing. Because I'm like, okay, something's about to happen. It's like, it's about to get torn away at some point. Like, it's, so up until the moment that I was on that plane heading to LA, I was still like, something's not going to happen. And
it's going to crash. Remember?
I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. But no, it was just like somebody's going to email me like, hey, we decided to go a different direction. Because I've had that so many times. I've had so many no's that like it's hard for me to like enjoy those special moments that I should. And I'm working on that day to day. Like actually enjoying a moment instead of thinking, when is something gonna happen?
Yeah. How did you get that call and then being around Kelly Clarkson, man? That's big.
So
that's amazing.
Yes. Again, social media. So
like, subscribe.
So they were having a karaoke church, right? So they were going around the country to they went to 4 cities. Neither one of the cities was where I was at. So they did 4 cities and then they did a TikTok, right? So I recorded myself singing Since You've Been Gone, and they reached out. And so it was social media that did it. And, they emailed me because I was actually in Jefferson City with Miss Sherry. Shout out for Miss Sherry Maxwell.
Miss Sherry.
Queen of the Boot Hill.
Yeah.
But I was in Jefferson City with her, And the producer like hit me, and this is how quick this works. Like I put it on there like that Monday. They were contacting me that Thursday or Friday. You know, got the email and they're like, hey, we want to set up, and you can find it on YouTube. It's hilarious. Yeah, we want to set up a Zoom call with you just to, get more information. I was like, oh, okay, dope, cool, let's set it up. So I'm in the hotel, like no lighting, horrible. I had to finagle some stuff. And, they get on there, we're like, hey, like, how's it going? To have small talk. They're like, hold on one moment. We got to get another producer on with you. I was like, okay, dope. So they put me on hold and I'm just sitting there like chilling. And then Kelly Clarkson pops up on my screen and she's like, hey, we want to fly you out and have you on the show. I was like, dope.
So you weren't prepared for that?
No, was not prepared for it. And they have everything recorded on YouTube. It's hilarious.
I got fun. Yeah, we got to see that.
But yeah, so that's how that happened. But it was all word of mouth. It was all social media. And honestly, I feel like that should have, making that appearance on that show should have helped me a lot more than it has. Even when I put that on my resume, I still feel like it's not enough that I've done that. And I hate to say it, but I think it has some to do with, like, oh, he's done that, but what else has he done? Bro, I was on a nationally syndicated show.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
that's amazing.
But if I look different, oh my God, like we gotta get, cause one of the girls, I love her, named Kiana. Kiana actually she went on to do American Idol. Like after she did the Kelly Clarkson show, and she killed it. Kiana is so talented, but Kiana has the look, right? She has the look that they find attractive, and Kiana is gorgeous. I mean, she is gorgeous. She's a gorgeous female. I think she has a boyfriend now, but yeah. But yeah, Kiana, I think it was like a year after, she went on to do American Idol. Meanwhile, me, I audition for certain shows, and like I'll get a call back, and then it's like, yeah, no, we decided to go in a different direction, and it's like I do the same thing as other people, but I have to again work twice as hard and have twice the accolades just to get the opportunity or get the looks. And it sucks because that plays in your head. When I was 16, 17, I auditioned for Idol. And I walked into the mask call, and the producer looked me dead in my eyes after I got done singing. And he goes, like, you're probably one of the best voices like we heard today, but we don't want another Ruben Stutter. Me, because I was bigger at that time. Because Ruben had just won. And he was like, we don't need another Ruben Stutter. I was like, okay. Like, I'm one of the best singers you've heard today. That's crazy. But because, you don't want another Ruben, I can't even get a chance. So anytime that I see on these shows that a black male or a black female have won, I'm like, there's no point of me auditioning for the next season. It's not going to happen again.
Right. I'm glad you spoke on that and speaking on a lot of that, because even now you got for the upcoming singers, and people don't know what all goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I sit and I talk to teacher a lot about music, and I used to tell him now there was times where I was probably borderline depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's just so much that goes into it, and now for those that's coming up that haven't seen that other side of it, they think it's just about having that one song and signing a check and being you there. I was blessed enough to and shout out Miss Sherry, because and you said Miss Sherry, because I remember she the one pretty much kind of introduced me to Tony.
Yeah.
I actually came up here to meet him, and I didn't get to meet him that day. I said, dang. But that going, I started emailing and sending him songs, and it was like, yo, and he reached out at about probably like 3 a.m, one day, and I'm looking at my email, and I'm like, oh shit, TBT back, you know what I'm saying? And we talked the next day, and he was like, yo, I like what you're doing. Like, when can you come out here? And I was like, now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the next day, I was like, that morning, we was on the road coming to St. Louis. It's like, stop and go. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say that it's, and I'm glad you shared that because it's more than what people think. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's more than just, your music is only 10% of it. You know, and it sucks because you see so many people with talent and they look at you and, oh, you don't have the look for it. The voice is there, but you don't have the look for it. You know,
yeah.
So it's and that's why I always say it's 2 times harder for.
Then look, you're listening to it.
It's twice as harder for because we had a couple singers on our camp on TV. Like shout out to my homegirl Gabby who did American Idol too. She actually made it to the actual show.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just, just hearing her story and she, she Gabby's beautiful. She had to look for it. And, I don't know what it was. What I think it was.
Hold on. I'll tell you exactly and I have no idea who she is.
Yes.
She probably grew up in the church or around people who does it. She does R&B. She can run very well, like put runs on songs. Mm-hmm. And she, R&B was her lane. Am I right?
Yeah.
That's
and I think it was something about her height. I gotta ask her, but I think it was something about her height as well.
All I'm hearing is you're getting screwed on good music.
Yeah.
You are on good music. You're focusing on the look.
It's a checkbox. So my downfall is I'm versatile. So I can I'm classically trained. So I can do opera if I need to. I can do R&B. I can do pop. So being versatile is not really.
You don't have that one thing to go.
Yeah, but
you're not Gucci man.
But what I don't understand is if you want like as a label or somebody who has that power. What I'm thinking is a versatile artist is better than somebody who's a one-trick pony because that means longevity. They can go from this. Why do you think Beyonce is still around? Beyonce she started off in the girl doing R&B. But she also crossed over and did pop. Now as she's getting older, and it's a perfect example because now being as big as she is, this is the first time that she's actually been able to do house music, that she's actually been able to do country music, that we're thinking she's going to do a rock album. Everybody's like, she about to, like part 3 is going to be rock. So it's like, you talking Beyonce had to be as big as she is to be able to do the different genres. And she's Beyonce. Yeah. But she's super versatile. There's videos of her singing opera, Ave Maria. I mean, just beautiful voice. Nicole Scherzinger is another one. If you haven't seen her sing Phantom of the Opera, Nicole's voice is insane. But what was she reduced to? The Pussycat Dolls wearing, half shirts.
Pussycat Dolls?
Yes. Nicole was the lead singer of Pussycat Dolls. You know where she's at now? She's doing Broadway. Because that's where the real singers are. They're on Broadway, and like look up her singing Phantom of the Opera. I mean, that's one of the hardest roles as a female to sing, other than Elphaba and Miss Teal and Color Purple, in my opinion. And she kills it. But they reduced it to you have a great voice, but we're gonna make you do pop music, and that's just how it works.
It's creative business.
Yeah,
it's expensive to create new. Personas. It's expensive to. I come from the business world. I don't know nothing about music except for I like listening to it.
But the people support the labels support what the people support. Yeah. So even if they don't support X, Y, and Z, but they comment on it and they talk about it nonstop, that's what the label's going to support.
Doesn't matter if it's good or bad.
Doesn't matter if it's good. Like bad publicity is publicity.
Yeah, I always say that. That's true. Like just because you getting on there saying, "Oh, I don't like your song," you're not.
You know what I mean? Like no,
you're not. That's a dope thing because here, when I came on the TV, it was like I used to always say, like I always want to do me, like don't change who I am. You know what I'm saying? So I remember we was working on my my first EP, and I come from the streets, so I always wanted my music to be street. Right. And when Tony was like, "Yo, do this EP," we're trying to shoot for the radio. That was challenging for me. You know what I mean? Because I had to limit what I said. You know what I mean? And I had to limit my approach because before I signed with them, I didn't know anything about making radio music. You know what I mean? Like, it was just hardcore. It was like, you know, shoot 'em up, bang, bang, whatever we went through. You know what I mean? So it was real challenging for me to step outside my comfort zone of where I come from, because I always rapped about, you know, what my eyes have seen, and to just do radio music. You know what I'm saying? Music for the radio.
It's all about appeal to not. But it's R&B is R&B and not mainstream, because if we're being real, black people just don't support it.
Current R&B?
They don't support enough.
Okay, what happened from the 90s then? Because I grew up like R&B was absolutely shit.
And if you look at how those stories come out of how those artists were treated.
Fair. So is that what it is? Treatment?
It's not treatment, but it's like they're like R&B artists get paid less than any other genre. Yeah. Why do you think it's R&B is not considered mainstream? R&B is not considered mainstream. If you listen to a radio station that's playing top 20 songs, do you hear R&B all the time?
They call Chris Brown's freaking song they play every 5 seconds on the radio R&B, but yes, to prove the point, it's not R&B,
but it's Chris Brown.
I get it. It's the persona to sell for R&B.
It's easy and he's a bad boy.
Yeah,
that's just how that goes. But like, if you look number wise, he's not going to be played on like one of those. Like he'll get a spin or two, but most of the time you're hearing like the Chapel Roans, you're hearing Benson Boone, you're hearing Teddy Swims, who, mind you, Teddy Swims is just a white guy that has a black voice. That's all it is. So it's like, but he's considered mainstream though.
Easy to sell though. I get what you're saying.
He's easy to sell. Like we love
like Luther.
We love y'all's voice, but we don't want your face on it. Mm-hmm. It's and I love Teddy Swims. I cover his songs all the time, but it's the reality of it. Like it's realizing like, bro, we do the same thing. We do the same thing. He has a little gravel to his voice. Mine's a little more polished. But because he looks like, he's covered with tattoos. If you think about Jelly Roll, covered in tattoos. But you know, if you see somebody who looks like me covered in tattoos, oh, that's a thug. We can't. Yeah, that's not marketable. Yeah. It's not marketable. This man can go into country. He can go into rock. He can go into Christian and be accepted. So it's all about how you look.
Okay. Why would then not let a black man in the R&B?
I mean, the industry is racist sometimes, right?
I mean, R&B is black.
You think it don't go on?
I'm not saying it doesn't, but I'm just saying, like, out of any rap is predominantly black, obviously too, but R&B is too. Like R&B, do they just not want R&B? Are you telling me Chappelle Roan is R&B now?
No, she's not R&B, but she's considered marketable. It's about how they perceive having marketability. She is marketable. There are plenty of black singers who are extremely marketable, but because they don't have a certain link, it's like, no, we can't. That's not pop. You gotta stick in this R&B box. But then on the flip side, it's like I can't even feel sorry for a lot of black artists, because when you get to that level that you have stuff, you don't reach back.
And I just say, take away you don't see his color, and you don't even know who he is. Mm-hmm. Based on his just personality alone, you will be like,
but people, no, he's cool.
Well, but they won't take him just because.
But plot twist, people don't get to see this side all the time, because publicly, you know, everybody gets the real me, right? But I always revert back to Jesus and the 12 disciples. He had 12 homeboys, right? His 12 homeboys didn't have the same access. Right. Certain ones got to go places with him that certain ones didn't. So when I go out in public and I'm doing stuff, I have to make sure I'm always the most polished that I can be, because I know that perception is everything. If they see this side, like, oh, well, he's sounding like this. But I'm just like, I like when people get to know me, because then it's like, bro, he when I see him, he has resting bitch face, which is I've had that since I was a kid. Like
you were also the first black dude I ever heard that said finagle. So,
well, I did go to Catholic school, like I told you earlier. But I don't use skedaddle. I'm not, but you know, like
we're trying to get rid of that too.
But yeah, that's
skedaddle anyway.
Get skedaddle out of here, bro.
Skedaddle, buddy.
Get your ass up on out of here.
But yeah, it's rough out here. It's rough out here.
It just sounds like we're all losing. Like, to be honest, I'm a dude. I like good music. I don't care if you're purple or I just want good music. And it sounds like I'm getting screwed. It sounds like you're forced to be fake. And the faker you are, the more people you get, and that's how you get up there, and then you get shit.
And today,
man, that's just it's sadly how it is. And it's like I can always say, like I said, I always am 100% real, but it's just different parts of me in different spaces because you have to learn how to, keep it honest 100%, but then when you can't do this and when you can't do that. That makes sense. But other people don't have those
I don't think you should have to worry about all that, man. Go perfect your voice, perfect your craft. Like, go sing your soul out. Like, let me hear it. I
still do small gigs here in St. Louis. I play at Donatelli's, which is a nice place, and I play at the Quarry, and I like both of those places. And it's just like to help stay in shape vocally, But
so, how do you feel like? Because I'm not gonna lie to you. To me. And we've had a lot of conversations.
Right.
We definitely had a lot of plans to work together.
Yeah.
I always wanted to pull you into this TB. When I first got with TB, I was like, probably like the last few years we've been, trying to make that connect. Like it was a thing of like I used to be on Tony Neck, and what Tony is,
yeah,
person, and I was like, yo, we got to get him over here. Like and I would let him hear them, and so we would set up so many things, and just the nature of we both got things going on. We never actually got to make that connect, but it was a lot of times where I played your music, what I'm saying, or a video of you singing to a lot of people, and it was like for T Beats, it was. I'm not gonna lie, Tony ain't gonna mind me saying this, but it was like literally afraid. Meaning to the point where he felt like, yo, you already here. Because to me, he was already here.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And that's how he looked. Like, is he really going to want to rock with us? And can you get him over here? And I'm like, yeah, we're from the same era. We can get him here. So they always looked at you, and I myself always, because you was a lot of motivation for me. We come from the same era, even though you was in you was in the R&B and I'm in the rap, but just to see the things that you were doing was like, yo, keep going. Like there's somebody that come from where I come from that definitely motivates. So when you say you do those, to me, I never look at a show that's a small show. I don't know what I've done in my career, but when you do certain shows, would make you feel a certain way coming from doing the things like being on the Kelly Clarkson show and singing, doing the national anthem and all these accolades that you have. Do you ever feel like, dang, do you feel like you downgrade yourself, by doing smaller events, smaller shows and smaller things?
I don't feel like I'm downgrading myself because every performance is like a gift to be able to do that.
Exactly.
But like,
nonsense.
But on the flip side, pay wise, I do feel like, I do cut myself short, because, you take a lot less than what that you're worth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's, that's just part of it. Like I would love to be doing bigger shows constantly, but, luckily I love the places that I do play at. So it kind of makes up for that. But of course I have moments where I'm like, man, I wish I was playing at, bigger venues and having a bigger following. Like, and I truly feel like I am supposed to, and I'm going to get there eventually. God wouldn't have gave me the vision that he did when I was younger if it wasn't going to come to pass. It's just a matter of waiting for it to happen. But, I try not to look at it like that, but naturally, of course, you're going to have moments where it's like, man, I've done this big show and people still don't respect me.
Yeah.
I've gotten this massive opportunity and people still don't respect me and you don't get the respect that you feel that you deserve.
Yeah.
And you know, it sucks.
I think a lot of times it comes from, again, especially if you look at where we come from, it's because I remember signing when I first signed with T Beats, like it was definitely in the media up here. And, you know, they had it put in the paper in my hometown. And I was getting people like calling our label like, yo, I'm better than King. You know what I'm saying? Sign me. You know what I'm saying?
And they probably look just like you.
Yeah.
And it's like always a competition thing.
It is.
Like, why, bro? Like, why are we in competition?
Yeah.
Because if we're real about it, like, I don't brag and boast. But if you want to go vocal for vocal, let's go.
I say that about rap.
Like please, like
you gotta be good though.
Like
you gotta be good.
Let's do it. Like I don't do anything to prove anybody wrong. I do everything to prove myself right. And it's a constant, you know, trying to get it's a constant like trying to get my confidence up. Because even with all the stuff that I do, bro, I still have confidence issues.
Yeah, but like, your confidence ain't stopping you.
I'm saying I'm a little cocky. I'm confident.
I wish I could.
I'm confident. I would say it in my music, like, because my thing of it is, and even if you look at me and be like, even you ain't gotta like my music. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you ain't gotta like me, but I'm confident in who I am. I'm confident in what I do, because if don't nobody else view me that way, if don't nobody else believe in me, I have to believe in myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm confident in who I am. You know what I mean? So it's crazy to hear that with you having the voice that you have and doing the things that you've done, that you have confident.
Yeah, no, I'm just because of past stuff, man. I'm still trying to like break down those mental blocks that I've had like in the past of like getting stuff taken away. So it's a day to day struggle. And then people think like, you know, oh, you're doing X, Y, and Z, so you're doing good. Listen, I still have a 9 to 5.
Yeah, well, I wanted to get to that. Let's hold on, time out. Let's take a break.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, wide with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Don't talk about yours like mine can wait. Ain't no one jumping the line today. Honestly, nigga, I mind today. Think I'm just hating, rewind the tape. Pay what you owe me, I'll find a way. If I make a decision, it's mine to make. I'm trying to be real and they trying to play. Turn me up, I'm on that time today.